The gift of life beyond 70. Reaching one's seventh decade can be a remarkable blessing. This period offers an opportunity, through introspection and acquired wisdom, to shed the unnecessary burdens we've accumulated. Many of us spend considerable time amassing concerns, commitments, and possessions that ultimately fail to deliver the anticipated joy. It's akin to lugging excess baggage, and now is the perfect moment to release it, easing the load on our shoulders and embracing a more unburdened existence. Life's brevity calls for focusing on what truly matters. As time passes, we come to understand that genuine contentment often resides in simplicity, not requiring grand gestures or sacrifices. We can liberate ourselves from others' expectations and the pressure to conform, finally embracing our authentic selves without pretense or undue obligations. This life stage encourages introspection rather than external validation. By questioning what holds real significance, we can begin to relinquish that which no longer serves us. This process allows for a more serene, joyful, and fulfilling existence. Existence need not be complex or fraught with constant demands and stress. It's entirely possible to lead a life of greater simplicity and fewer encumbrances. This is precisely the journey we're embarking upon, a path to a lighter, more liberated way of living. So, what are the things we no longer need after 70? In this journey, we'll explore 9 aspects of life that you can release, allowing you to experience a lighter, more intentional, and happier existence. If this message resonates with you, please like and comment with the number 2 for love. If not, feel free to comment with the number 7. Now, let's embark on this journey together toward greater peace, clarity, and joy. 1. Letting go of the weight of others' opinions. Throughout our lives, the opinions of others can feel like a heavy weight pressing down on us. Whether it's the expectations of family, the judgments of friends, or even the silent assumptions of society, we often find ourselves bending, adjusting, and shaping our lives to fit the mold others have set for us. From childhood, we're conditioned to seek approval, to be the good son or daughter, the reliable friend, the successful employee. But what if we stopped caring so much about what others think? By the time we reach 70, we've had enough life experience to know that no one else's opinion can define our worth. In fact, the only opinion that truly matters is our own. How many times have you found yourself making decisions based on what someone else might think, rather than what felt right to you? How many moments of joy have been lost to the fear of judgment or criticism? The beauty of aging is that it brings clarity. As we grow older, we begin to realize that trying to please everyone is a fruitless endeavor. People will always have opinions, but those opinions don't have to affect us. We can choose to live according to our own values and desires, free from the need for external validation. Imagine the freedom of no longer worrying about whether others approve of your choices, your lifestyle, or even your appearance. What if you could live each day with the confidence that your decisions are based on what feels right for you, rather than on what others expect of you? How would your life change? Let us know in the comments below. Your story may inspire someone else who is struggling to let go of this burden. This shift in perspective is incredibly liberating. When we stop caring about others' opinions, we reclaim our power. We stop being puppets pulled by invisible strings of expectation and start living authentically. The weight of others' opinions is heavy, but the freedom that comes from letting go is light and empowering. Let's discuss how letting go of the need for approval has changed your life. 2. Releasing the burden of material possessions. If there's one thing most of us learn as we get older, it's that happiness doesn't come from things. Yet, throughout our lives, we often find ourselves accumulating homes full of possessions, closets overflowing with clothes we no longer wear, garages packed with items we haven't used in years. In the moment, Acquiring these things might have felt important. Perhaps they gave us a sense of security, or maybe they were symbols of success. But over time, we come to realize that the things we own can end up owning us. Think back to the last time you felt truly joyful. Chances are that moment didn't revolve around a material possession. Instead, it was likely tied to a meaningful experience, a moment shared with loved ones, an achievement that came from personal growth, or a quiet moment of peace and reflection. That's because true happiness is not found in things, but in experiences, relationships, and the sense of purpose we cultivate. After 70, it's time to re-evaluate our relationship with material possessions. Do we really need to hold on to all of these things? Many of the items we keep are tied to memories, but we can honour those memories without being weighed down by the physical clutter. Letting go of what no longer serves us, whether it's old clothes, unused gadgets, or furniture we don't need, can feel like a breath of fresh air. Take a look around your home. Are there things you've been holding on to out of habit rather than necessity? What would happen if you let go of just one of those items? The act of decluttering can create space not just in your physical environment, but in your mind and heart as well. It opens up room for new experiences, new joys, and new moments of peace. Imagine the lightness that comes from living in a space that reflects who you are today, rather than who you were in the past. What is one item you could let go of today to create more peace and clarity in your life? Let us know in the comments. Your decision may inspire others to do the same. 3. Saying no to unnecessary social obligations. How many times have you found yourself at a social gathering, nodding politely and making small talk, when all you really wanted was to be at home enjoying a quiet evening to yourself? For much of our lives, we feel a sense of obligation to attend social events, to say yes to invitations, and to maintain relationships that may not truly bring us joy. Whether it's out of politeness, duty, or habit, we often find ourselves spending time in places we'd rather not be. But after 70, we gain the clarity and confidence to prioritize our own needs and desires. We realize that life is too short to spend in situations that drain our energy or bring little value to our lives. It's perfectly okay to say no. To social obligations that don't align with our true desires. In fact, saying no can be one of the most empowering decisions we make. Have you ever said yes to an event out of obligation, only to feel drained and unfulfilled afterward? What if instead you allowed yourself the freedom to decline invitations that don't resonate with you? Imagine how much lighter life would feel if you only said yes to the things that truly bring you joy and fulfillment. This isn't about isolating yourself or avoiding social interactions altogether. It's about being selective, about choosing to spend your time and energy in ways that nourish you rather than deplete you. When we prioritize our well-being, we become more present and engaged in the moments that truly matter. Every social interaction becomes more meaningful when we are fully invested, rather than going through the motions out of obligation. What social obligations have you let go of, and how has it changed your life? Share your experiences in the comments. 4. Embracing authentic beauty, letting go of society's standards. For most of our lives, society bombards us with messages about beauty, what it should look like, how we should maintain it, and why it's important to strive for youthfulness at all costs. From magazines to television to social media, we are constantly reminded that beauty is synonymous with smooth skin, toned bodies, and youthful features. As we age, it's easy to feel pressured to fight the natural signs of aging, to cover up wrinkles, hide grey hairs, and pursue an unattainable standard of perfection. But Marty, what if we chose to redefine beauty for ourselves? What if we embraced the marks of aging not as flaws, but as evidence of a life well lived? Every wrinkle tells a story, Every grey hair represents the wisdom we've gained over the years. Authentic beauty is not about conforming to society's narrow standards. It's about embracing who we are in all our uniqueness at every stage of life. Think about the people you find most beautiful. Chances are their beauty has little to do with physical appearance and everything to do with the way they carry themselves, their confidence, their kindness, their authenticity. As we grow older, we have the opportunity to embody this kind of beauty, a beauty that radiates from within rather than being defined by external features. Have you ever felt pressured to maintain a certain appearance as you've aged? How would your life change if you embraced your natural beauty rather than trying to conform to societal standards? Imagine the freedom that comes with accepting yourself fully, just as you are. Let's discuss how we can redefine beauty in the comments. By embracing our authenticity, we not only free ourselves from the unrealistic pressures of society, but also inspire others to do the same. 5. Re-evaluating activities that no longer bring joy. Life is filled with routines. Some routines bring us joy and fulfillment, while others feel like a chore, something we do simply because we've always done it. As we age, it becomes important to reassess how we spend our time. Are there activities that once brought us joy, but no longer feel meaningful? Are there hobbies or traditions we've outgrown, but we continue out of habit? After 70, we have the freedom to let go of the activities that no longer serve us. This doesn't mean abandoning everything we've built on or enjoyed in the past. It simply means making space for new experiences, new passions, and new ways of finding fulfillment. Take a moment to reflect on your daily routines. Are there tasks or activities that feel more like obligations than sources of joy? What would happen if you let go of just one of these activities? By re-evaluating how we spend our time, we can create more space for the things that truly bring us happiness. Perhaps there's a hobby you once loved but no longer feel connected to. Or maybe there's a social group or tradition that feels more like a burden than a source of joy. This stage of life offers the opportunity to try new things, explore new interests, and discover what truly brings fulfillment. In this phase of life, what activities have you let go of, and what new passions have you discovered? Let's share our experiences in the comments. By giving ourselves permission to release what no longer serves us, we open the door to new possibilities. 6. Cutting ties with toxic relationships. Relationships are one of the most important aspects of life. They have the power to uplift us, bring us joy, and provide a sense of connection and belonging. But not all relationships are healthy or fulfilling. Over time, we may find ourselves maintaining relationships that, rather than nourishing us, drain our energy and create unnecessary stress. Whether it's a friend who constantly brings negativity, a family member who is overly critical, or an acquaintance who leaves us feeling depleted, these toxic relationships can weigh heavily on our well-being. After 70, it's time to take stock of the relationships in our lives. Are there people who consistently bring joy and support? Are there relationships that leave us feeling fulfilled and uplifted? And conversely, are there people who make us feel small, drained, or unappreciated? Walking away from toxic relationships is not selfish, it's an act of self-care. We deserve to be surrounded by people who value us for who we are, who bring positivity and light into our lives, and who support our growth. By letting go of toxic relationships, we create space for healthier, more fulfilling connections. Have you ever had to walk away from a toxic relationship? How did it feel to make that decision, and what impact did it have on your well-being? Let's share our experiences in the comments. By prioritizing healthy relationships, we not only improve our own well-being, but also set an example for others. 7. Letting go of comparisons. Comparison is often called the thief of joy, and for good reason. Throughout life, we are tempted to compare ourselves to others, to measure our success, happiness, and worth against those around us. Whether it's a friend's financial success, a neighbour's seemingly perfect family, or a sibling's accomplishments, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that someone else's life is better or more successful than our own. But by the time we reach 70, we've learned an important truth. Everyone's journey is different, and comparison only robs us of our own joy. Success doesn't look the same for everyone, and happiness cannot be measured by someone else's standards. Your life is unique, and your journey is your own. There is no one-size-fits-all formula for happiness or fulfillment. Imagine how much lighter life would feel if you stopped comparing yourself to others. What if you embraced your own journey with all its twists, turns, and imperfections? What if you celebrated your own accomplishments, no matter how small, rather than measuring them against someone else's? Have you ever struggled with comparisons? How have you learned to let go of the need to measure your life against others? Let's discuss how we can embrace our own unique journeys in the comments. By letting go of comparisons, we free ourselves to live fully and authentically. 8. Redefining goals. What truly matters now. When we are younger, we often set goals based on societal expectations or the dreams we had at the time. But as we grow older, some of those goals may no longer feel relevant. Perhaps you once dreamt of building a successful career, accumulating wealth, or achieving a certain level of status, but now your priorities have shifted. The things that once seemed important may no longer hold the same meaning. At 70 and beyond, it's time to redefine what success and fulfillment mean to you. It's okay to let go of goals that no longer align with your values or desires. Instead, focus on what truly matters, whether it's spending more time with loved ones, pursuing a passion, or simply living with more peace and joy. What goals have you let go of, and what new aspirations have taken their place? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. By redefining our goals, we can live with greater intention and purpose. There is no need to hold on to outdated ambitions that no longer serve us. Instead, we can focus on the goals that bring us true fulfillment. 9. Prioritizing your own happiness. Without guilt. One of the most challenging lessons in life is learning to prioritize our own happiness without feeling guilty. For many of us, the habit of putting others' needs before our own has been deeply ingrained. Whether it's caring for family, meeting the expectations of friends, or fulfilling work obligations, we often prioritize the happiness of others at the expense of our own well-being. But as we age, it becomes clear that we cannot pour from an empty cup. In order to care for others, we must first care for ourselves. Prioritizing your own happiness is not selfish, it's necessary. You've spent years giving to others, and now it's time to give to yourself. What brings you joy? What makes you feel fulfilled? It's okay to put your own happiness at the top of your list. Have you ever felt guilty for putting yourself first? How do you balance caring for others with caring for yourself? Let's support each other in the comments. By prioritizing our own happiness, we become better equipped to care for the people we love. After all, we can only give to others what we have ourselves. Embracing the freedom to live lightly. Life after 70 offers a unique opportunity to live more lightly, more intentionally, and with greater joy. By letting go of the burdens we've carried for so long, whether they be the opinions of others, material possessions, toxic relationships, or societal expectations, we create space for what truly matters. We can focus on the relationships that bring us joy, the experiences that fulfill us, and the simple pleasures that make life meaningful. If you found value in this message, please like and comment with the number 2 for love. And don't forget to subscribe to Gohar Journey to continue exploring topics that inspire growth, wisdom, and happiness. Let's embrace the freedom to live lightly, joyfully and authentically as we move forward on this beautiful journey of life.